Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine is your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 636, and we're going to talk about Microsoft Copilot and Windows 11. Did you know that Windows 11 comes with Microsoft Copilot built right into it? Now, for some people, it's genuinely useful. However, there are solid reasons that you might want to disable it. Now, today, I'm going to be walking through some of those things. I'm going to cover things like performance impact, privacy considerations, reliability concerns. Then I'm going to show you how to turn it off if you decide that Copilot isn't for you, or if you don't have enough information and you want to find out more before you allow it access to whatever it is it does. So the first thing we're going to look at with Microsoft Copilot, and I guess I should point out here that Microsoft Copilot is Microsoft's AI engine. So you've got ChatGPT, you've got Claude AI, you've got Gemini for Google. Copilot is Microsoft's version of all of that. The first thing I'm going to cover is the resource usage and performance considerations. Copilot actually costs you something in terms of your system resources. Even when you're not actively using it, Copilot runs background processes to stay ready. It's keeping components in memory, monitoring system activity, and maintaining connectivity for cloud features. On a modern PC with plenty of RAM, you might not notice it, but it's still resources being used for something you might not actually need. If you're the kind of person like me who likes to keep things lean and only run what you're actively using, that's worth considering. This becomes more significant if you're running Windows 11 on a machine that just barely meets the minimum requirements. Systems with 8 gigabytes of RAM, older processors are already working hard to keep Windows running smoothly. When you add features or AI features on top of that, this can lead to noticeable slowdowns. You might notice longer startup times. You may notice that there's more stuttering when you're switching between apps. You may notice that your computer is just generally sluggish. If your machine is already feeling the squeeze, disabling Copilot can free up resources for the work you actually need to do. Of course, all of this extra processing has an impact on the battery life of laptops. For laptop users, this is a practical consideration. Background AI processes, network connectivity for cloud features, and periodic system monitoring all drain battery. It's not dramatic, but it is measurable. If you need your laptop to last through long meetings or travel days, even every bit of optimization helps. Disabling features you don't use is just smart battery management. And that's not just AI, the Copilot AI, it's not just AI in general. If you've got other things running on your computer and you need the battery to last longer, you should be looking at what you can disable and what's the minimum you need to run. The second group, I guess, is data privacy and control. Let's talk about the privacy, because this is where people's comfort levels vary an awful lot. For Copilot to provide contextual help, it needs to know what you're doing, your active applications, potentially what's on your screen, your usage patterns. Microsoft may not be doing anything shady here. It probably isn't doing anything shady here, but it is collecting system information to make the AI work. You need to decide if that trade-off makes sense for you. Some people are fine with it. Others prefer to keep that information local. Now, I used a term there and I want to just go back and make sure I cover that off. Contextual help. What does that mean? It means help within the scope of what you're currently doing. The way Copilot works on Windows computers is it literally is reading your screen. Maybe it doesn't read all of the screen, but it knows where you are in the system. It knows what you're trying, well, it knows roughly what you're trying to do. And it may pop up and say, oh, it looks like you're trying to do this. Can I help you? Go to the system settings, do this, do that. That's what contextual help is. It's help that is actually within the context of what you are currently doing. The second thing is cloud processing and data transmission. Here's the technical reality. Most of Copilot's AI processing happens in Microsoft's cloud, not on your PC. That means queries and systems context get transmitted to remote servers. For home users on unlimited internet, which I'm not sure any Australian is on unlimited internet, that's probably fine. But if you're on a metered connection, that's bandwidth usage. It comes out of your allocation for the month. If you work with sensitive information, that's data leaving your machine. If you're subject to industry regulations about data handling, that might create compliance questions that your IT department needs to answer. And if you don't have an IT department, if you are a sole trader, if you're a small business and you're doing this all yourself, you need to consider what data is leaving your computer and where it's being stored and how that works within the Australian privacy principles. If you're within Australia, the privacy laws within the US, all of those things need to be considered. Corporate and compliance concerns. So I've already started in on this one. Speaking of regulations, if you work in healthcare, finance, legal, or other regulated industries, Copilot's data practices might conflict with your compliance requirements. HIPAA, GDPR, the Australian privacy principles, various financial regulations have strict rules about where data goes and how it's processed. Many organisations are just simply choosing to disable Copilot system-wide simply because auditing and controlling where it accesses is more trouble than it's worth. If you handle confidential information regularly, you really, really need to think about this. Accuracy and reliability questions. Okay, so if you've been watching my podcast for any length of time, you'll know that I have raised how confidently wrong ChatGPT can be at times, and we're going to dig into that a little bit further here. There are limitations on AI-generated advice. If I was honest about AI assistants, it is totally impressive. It's really impressive. I actually use it. I love using it, but it's not perfect, and you need to be aware of that. Large language models like Copilot can sometimes provide confident-sounding answers that are partially wrong or outdated. We've seen this with various AI tech support tools, giving advice that ranges from unhelpful to potentially harmful. The AI doesn't know when it doesn't know something, it just generates what seems like a plausible answer. For simple questions, that's usually fine, but for complex troubleshooting, you really do need to be careful. There are times when traditional documentation will work better. There are times when just going directly to Microsoft's official documentation or trusted tech forums is the better choice. Those sources can be verified, cross-referenced, and evaluated based on credibility. When you're making system changes or troubleshooting serious issues, you probably want information you can track back to authoritative services. That was a mouthful. Copilot can be a good starting point, but it shouldn't be your only source for important decisions about your system. I do have to note here in all of this, when I say traditional going to the traditional sources, I was advised by someone else within the tech sphere the other day that Microsoft has basically fed in all of the Stack Overflow information into Copilot. So in that case, actually going to Copilot and saying, tell me what Stack Overflow says about this is probably better, because Stack Overflow's search engine is terrible. Copilot, being a large language model, can absolutely parse all that information and give you answers, or give you what Stack Overflow is saying. It doesn't necessarily mean that those answers are correct or the best answers for your system. Copilot is really useful for a lot of people, particularly casual users who want quick help without diving into the settings menu. But you should make an active choice about whether it fits your workflow rather than just accepting that it's there. Accepting it because it's there. That's what I mean to say. If you're comfortable with AI assistance, trust Microsoft's data practices, and find it genuinely helpful, then keep it. If you prefer doing things yourself, value privacy, or just want to minimize your system overhead, disabling it is completely reasonable. There's no wrong answer here, just what works for your situation. So those are my main considerations: performance impact, especially on older hardware, privacy and data control based on your comfort level and requirements, and the reliability trade-offs with AI-generated assistance. Copilot genuinely helps people, but it's not essential for everyone. Now, the good news is, as of, I think, this release, maybe the previous release, Windows finally gives you the option to disable Copilot system-wide. In the next part of this video, I'm actually going to walk you through exactly how to do that. This is about having control over your system and making informed choices about which tools you use. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how to disable Copilot on your Windows 11 system. What I'm going to do here is, this is my Microsoft Surface tablet, Windows 11. Copilot has been enabled. I don't want Copilot. Just call me a control freak, whatever it is. I want to take Copilot off of my Windows 11, in this case my Surface tablet. This should work for most Windows 11 devices. I will check it on my big laptop computer later, but in this video what we're going to do is just go through how to remove Copilot from Windows to start with. There's going to be a series of these and how you disable it in other applications as well, but it's in Windows to start with. So the way I'm going to do this, you'll see there is a search bar. I'm going to use my little pen here, just bear with me. Yep, okay, so down here in the search bar, I'm just going to type uninstall app. So we've got here the best match. It's installed apps. It's under system settings. It's installed apps. So that's what we want to tap on. So you find this in the system, in the settings menu. If you look up here on the right hand side, in the settings menu, my name, my email address is going to get blurred out. Under apps, so you come down to apps and then come down to where you see Copilot right here. Hopefully that's showing up on the screen, and the three dots on the side, click on that and click uninstall, and just click uninstall. Give it some time and it will uninstall. Now whether it stays uninstalled is another question. It will work for now. We are, after all, talking about Microsoft, and Microsoft has a habit of just enabling things for us because it thinks it's good for us. Like I said, I'm a control freak. I want to uninstall Copilot. We do have to wait. The surfaces are a little slow in doing things, so I'm going to sit here and wait for this. I'm going to pause this video and then restart it when we're ready to go again. And yeah, look, it just disappeared. It didn't do anything. It just disappeared on me. So Copilot has been uninstalled on my Surface tab. So that's the start of it. If you don't want to use Copilot, if you don't understand what it's going to do to your privacy and stuff, which is one of my concerns, you can just uninstall it. It's not going to get in the way. It also, for me, it's not going to be taking resources out of my system that I want to put to other things. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next demonstration. Right, guys, so I hope that was useful to you. I hope I answered more questions than I asked. I probably did ask more questions than I answered, though. Feel free to drop over to my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Join the conversation there. You can always leave comments wherever you are watching or listening to these videos. I will answer them eventually. Just be kind to me. I'm a bit slow on my social media at the moment. If this video was useful to you, please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend who you think might benefit from it. And if you haven't done so already, please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And guys, I will see you the day after tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.